Welcome to Glory Central Ministry, where Jesus Christ is Lord and Pastor Willie Walker is the under shepherd. Experience life in three seasons, where we are committed to challenge you with the Word of God, to change your old mindset to the new, and to charge you to be all that God has designed you to be.
Gideon had to get to a point, watch this, at night. He had to go at night. Listen to that. He had to be obedient to God at night. Watch this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And we're going to wipe right here. It's going to be it right here. Verse 28. Early the next morning, as the people got up, they discovered, they looked around. Hold up. Wait a minute. Somebody done tore down the altars of Baal. Who in the world would do that? They went out searching for the person who tore down the altars of Baal. They searched all over, guys, looking for somebody. Say, tell me who did it. Finally, they found out it was Gideon. Now watch this. Now we know Gideon didn't tell him himself. So it had to be one of the 10 servants.
Right.
Somebody got weak. Somebody got scared. That's why you got to build each other up when one get down.
Right.
You got to labor over each other. Because see, every now and then, I know when me and my wife, sometimes watch this, I'm up and then she's down. Right. And I got to help build her up. And then watch this, when I'm down, she's up. Right. So you got to build each other up. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn on you. Watch this. Gideon, they told him, Gideon, and they came to the house. Watch this, listen to this. Watch this, they came to the house, and what did they say? Come out. The man, watch this, in town say, listen here, we demand you send that boy out. Send him on out here. He done tore down our altars. That's the enemy talking to you. You're trying to tear down stuff that was generational curses and all this stuff that's been dwelling in your family for years, and you were trying to stop that junk, and you don't think the enemy goes trying to stop you. Say, come around here, because we're going to kill you. So watch this. Sometimes you feel like watch this, the enemy trying to kill you. Y'all ain't never felt like that. Trying to kill you. But God said, watch this, if you do what I say do, what I command you to do, he can't touch you. Oh, you mean, you ain't hear what I'm saying to you. Watch this. Because Gideon, hey, when he done what God said. Now watch this. This is what I got out of this. Watch this. Because Gideon did what God said, everybody saw God told him. Because Gideon done what God told him to do, notice this. The people of town came against him. But see, watch this. When you're obedient to God, watch this, sometimes the people around you will come against you. But see, you got to be obedient. See, let me tell you something, one thing about it. When you're obedient to God, God protects you. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Even though when folks think you're wrong, he done tore down stuff. It's time for y'all to tear down some walls, some stuff. It's some happening. Watch this. Watch this. What did his father say? He said, yo, you know what? I tell y'all what? Listen here. You got an argument against my son? Now see, now, I know his father's sticking up for him. Something turn around, didn't it? Spirit. When you do something different, it turns around. You cause things to turn around. When you operate in God, it causes things to turn around. But I got something to say. This is messing me up. Watch this. I know that was read this, and I can go right in there. Watch this. You notice the enemy did not come against, watch this, Israel until, watch this, they was in the valley. It was in the valley. In the valley. But God still called Gideon and said, come on up here. He wasn't finished with him with that, even though, watch this, that's deep. That's deep. I saw another level I didn't see it before. God help me right there. Watch this. Gideon first, watch this, had to, watch this, tear down the altars, watch this, his father's altars, right? Then, watch this, then after that, the Bible said, watch this, verse 34 says, watch this, then the Spirit of the Lord took possession of Gideon. Now, watch this, after he fought, broke down the altars of his family, went against the curses of his family, then God took him to another level, called him higher. Said, come on up, kid, come on. I'm about to take my, watch this, army. And I want you to lead my army. And watch this, we're going to take down the enemy. You hear this? You can't take you out to the nation until you deal with the family.
Right.
You notice that? See, all this stuff came again in the family household. So watch this. If you're at the level where the family is and you got to push past that, you can push on. Because, you know, the enemy, you ain't stopping me right here because I know it's more for me to do. So you ain't going to stop me with your nasty attitude. Because you got to recognize, the Bible said we don't fight against, but we fight against. We forget about that. Why y'all fighting the wrong stuff? Well, you know, she made me sick and she did it, but dude, look at the wrong person. Look at the person, so look at the spirit. Watch this. This is deep. Gideon did something that God told him to do. You hear that? But he got him up at night. You notice that? I'm going to share a story with you and bless me. Wow. Friday night, we was here. We came here because a gentleman called me on the phone and asked me a question. He said, would you know, my mother, let me make this long story short. We was in Applebee's about 3 weeks ago. And we was sitting at Applebee's and a lady, two ladies were sitting behind us, and I heard the lady praying. And the Spirit of God said, that's a prayer warrior. I said, good God, I felt it. So I got up when we got ready to go. I just be obedient to the Holy Spirit. Said, give her a card. I said, yes, sir. You hear me? I don't know these people. And you know, it's always, watch this, somebody, you know, is older, she's older, and she's white. It always mess you up. Because it's easy for me to give it to a young man. Young. He don't make it easy for you, my sister. I went over and gave, watch this now, I went over and gave her my card. I gave her my card, and what happened? I gave her my card and walked away. Hey, see you later. Thank you. I said, would you pray over that? She said, sure enough. 3 weeks later, we get a call on the phone and said, the lady you met in Applebee's, I'm her son-in-law. And she told me to call you. Found out later that this particular, watch this lady that I met in Applebee's, I didn't know, she prays 5 hours a day. I'll just be obedient to God. So she told him to call me. He called me. I watched this. When he called me on Friday, I said, when can we meet? He said, we can meet today. Now, he came with a plan to pitch a business plan to me. That's his plan. But I knew before, when he told me about it, I knew it was more than that. And I just go obedient and just be obedient to God. See, sometimes you can't see beyond, so you can't focus on what somebody say. You gotta hear the Lord, what he's saying. Watch this. We came, he pitched his little business to us, and he saw we weren't interested. It just went, next thing you know, but I ain't even get to that first part. Let me get to the first part. They walked into the door right here on Friday night, and that's why I know you take it for granted. He walked through the door Friday night, he came into the sanctuary, and he said, oh my God, ain't nobody here? I feel the presence of God in here. He couldn't even move. That's my wife witnessed, he couldn't move, he was just, I feel the presence of God. He kept saying, I feel the presence of God. I said, take your time. Take your time. Long story short, the Spirit of the Lord started dealing with us and telling us things. And then my wife received so much revelation as a crying shame. I was blown away of what God was saying. Now, you don't think God said, we already got the prophecy, you guys know, on the 18th of what? October. Well, Friday was December the 18th. 2 months later. The prophetess said to us that but before the end of the year, this is what it said. I know you listen to it. Before the end of the year, it said that you will meet somebody who's going to bless you. Y'all got to be, we don't know these people. This gentleman, he comes from Florida. Don't even stay here. You got to be joking. And he's going to leave on Monday, but God had him to come by here. So much revelation came out of this man, and make a long story short. Watch this. I understand what Gideon was when he was receiving something from God. Y'all,